Let's see if it's going to go through. There we go. All right. We've got the coffee. We've got the new camera. We've got a cool looking studio. And it is time just to enjoy our Saturday and see if anybody pops on. Rocking out some coffee right now in the Marvel Cup. Marvel Cups are the best way to drink coffee, if we're being 100% honest. So, but if you're here, go ahead and say hi. Ask some questions. We'll start a conversation. We're just drinking coffee, man. Just hanging out, doing our thing, getting a late start to the day. It's a very chill day so far. So, got some cleaning and stuff to do later. I might even jump into writing the next chapter of what I want to do here. So, but yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. This is your chance to ask questions. So if you have any questions that you want to bring up, whether it's about me, Bob the Demon, the channel, favorite foods, you know, least favorite foods, whatever you want to do, we're just here to chill and to see if anybody wants to get on here and chat. Some caramel macchiato, which is quite nice. It's up there. All right. Got that. Cool. All right. So as far as oh, hey, Mom's here watching Golden Girls. That's always a good one. Mom, how does it look on your end? Does it look high definition? Does it look... I'm assuming it looks better than the camera before, right? Because that's one of the main things we're testing out here. We're just seeing how this is going to work in the entire flow process. So... which actually, I think that... I think Eric and Chandler should be heading up your way soon after they get done at Walmart. So, man, is the sunroom staying nice and cool? I know it's really hot today. It's like, I think it's going to get up to like 86, which is one of the reasons why I'm happy that I actually took care of the yard. Because that was a grueling raking process yesterday, and it was super hot. Got a little bit of a rainfall on me. It was pretty intense, but yeah. Yeah, this is, let's see here. Let's go ahead, and I think it's warm, yes. I didn't know if you guys get air conditioning out there or not, so I didn't know how that all worked. Let's see here. I'm gonna go ahead and... All right, so it says some people will experience buffering. Okay. I think it's also because of the fact that it is, let's see here. I just changed the quality to 1080p, so I think that that helped out a lot. But no, I think I'm going to try to, let's just have some fun. Let's see what happens here. This can be very impromptu, or this can, you know, get really serious depending on what goes on here. So, oh, let's see. Let's go to Google Drive. And I'm going to attempt something here. I've done it before, but that was also on a laptop that didn't cooperate properly. So we'll go ahead, download that. Get out of that. Okay. There we go. Now it's saying we got an excellent connection, so that's good. It's always fun. It's better than not having one. Oh, let's see here. Aha, there we go. So let's go ahead and let's make some adjustments. Go like, oh no. Had them both there we go. Now we got the border going on with some cool concept art that's up there right now. So I'm curious, Mom, if you're still watching, how does the concept art look? Is that high definition, or is that fuzzy as well? It's not a big deal either way, but I'm just curious to see how everything behaves. Okay, it looks. You brought it up on the TV. It looks great. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I've been curious to see how this was going to react. So like if we have like a blue, thing going on here, we can turn blue on there and whoa, look at that. Or we go back to that one. Let's see, we can also do, oh, whoops, not blue. There's green. Since I buzzed the top of my head, everything is all bouncy as far as light is concerned. The good news is that for anyone that's watching with Mom, make sure you say hello. But all of that empty space should actually be taken care of today as far as like getting more foam. Eric ordered some more. He said he got 50 more of them. So 50 more squares, and we have a few more squares that are actually over there that we haven't used yet, which is going to be really awesome. But essentially, we'll go ahead and finish up this room probably today or tomorrow, and it'll be really nice. Okay, as far as the music in the background, how loud is that? Is that too much, or is that like how's that behaving? Is it easy to hear me and the music, or should I make some adjustments? I'm also figuring out all the delays that come through with live streaming and when the audience hears and sees everything. So, oh, let's see here. Now we're back to full screen. There we go. And I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead and... yeah. So now I can switch back and forth, between this one and that one. Like, oh, look, we're going to react to something, or we're going to see something. So... all right, maybe a little lower music. Got it. This is just some royalty-free stuff that's on YouTube. So I dropped it. How does that sound? Let's see here. I'm also bringing up the gain on the mic, making some slight adjustments. There we go. Okay, now back to coffee. So yeah, this is I've shown this piece of concept art a lot, and oh yeah, the chair behind me looks like a body. Yeah, it's weird. We actually noticed a lot of different things change whenever we got more high quality camera. So it's pretty wild. Eric actually re-put up all the foam, that way there was no white spaces because you could actually see them, which was kind of funny. But also it's like, oh man, this camera's so good, but it sees all the imperfections. So he fixed them and it looks really, really good. Chair behind me looks like a body. That's funny. Let's see here. I'm gonna download one more because we're gonna see how much we can make this room look like whatever's on the screen. That way it's consistent. So we'll go ahead. We'll do that. Immediately get out of there. That way we're not blinding you guys with crazy things. Oh, did it not download? Okay. messed up. Let's try that again. But yeah, this is basically just to test stuff out and to see how everything comes together. Okay, now this is the other piece of concept art that we have. Ooh, that one is huge. We're gonna fix that. Transform, stretch the screen. Okay, and then transform, stretch the screen. There we go. So there is that, and if maybe we turn on those kinds of lights, kind of does a different effect to it. We even got red. Ooh. Overall volume seems to be low. Okay, well then let's see here. Because we can make some changes. What about that? Is that better? Can you hear me a little more now that it's not limiting my voice so much? Is that better? But yeah, we can flip back and forth between those. That's really cool. My goal is eventually to be able to live share my desktop. That way, if I want to react to something, or if I want to see, you know, something live, you guys can see how I'm experiencing it in real time. So let's see here. Okay, nice. Thinking about also busting out the mic arm for this one and seeing what I can do with that too, because that could make a difference. It may not, but we'll see. There we go. Now we got the border around this one. Yeah, this artwork was actually a lot of fun to make. This is going to be the beginning of the story, like when we get actually into like the whole 5 years later thing, which is a constant thing that's used in apocalypse movies and such. But my goal is to actually do this in a very different way, especially because with how this whole scene is played out, is that it's kind of hard to know what's going on here, because all you can see is that there's just some guy that is, you know, hanging on for dear life onto a rope, and there's a skyscraper that is leaned up against another one, kind of pulling like an Uncharted kind of a thing. And every single one of these pieces of artwork that I've done, the quote at the bottom has something to do with the artwork. It's not random. Everything has been thought out. Every pixel has been put together the way that it should. And this one says, "Good girl." Kind of makes you wonder. And then when we go over to this one, this was kind of just the way that I was able to create something that kind of like is saying what I wanted to say as far as the craziness of the story, because this is a piece of art that makes no sense. It's very out there, and I did this to essentially try to create a big sense of dread, especially because if you know anything about me, that I have a massive fear of the ocean. So this was kind of like a guide into that, to be like, okay, well, this is, you know, something to raise a lot of questions and everything. But with this guy, this is the newest one, and a lot of the artwork that I've done has been kind of like all over the place. So I wanted to be sure that I only do a few more. I've been saying that a lot because it's honestly just fun to make these. But yeah, so the Forget Everything You Know one with this is just kind of like a very like a palate cleanser from, you know, everything else that you have experienced. This is not the same story you've heard over and over again. This is something new. This is something very different, and you're either going to like it or you won't. There's really I don't think there's really going to be any funnily enough, in between. There's not going to be a lot of people that stand in the middle of the story of saying that they think that it's either good or it's bad. It's or it's semi-okay. They're either going to say it's good or it's bad. But yeah, so this is the very first one I did, and this is the most recent. I was trying to also show a lot with the sky. The sky is also a character, and you heard that correctly. It's not a character in the conventional way, but it's a lot like how you have different pieces of art that essentially that the setting is just as important as your characters. Then your environment also becomes a character. It's kind of a different spin on that. This sky is going to be something that is probably going to scare the hell out of a lot of people if it's done correctly. And I've been finding different ways just to kind of throw some different wrenches in here and to try to do something different. So, but yeah, this was, let's see here. Let's see if I'll grab a couple more. All these are saved onto a drive just in case. It's all on Google Drive. But let's see, download that one, download that one. Download that one. Download. That way they're just all here. I thought I had them on a specific folder, but apparently they got moved or deleted, which is, again, no big deal because I always have them on here. But so let's go ahead and I will. There we go. I'll drop this one on here. So, Seth poster, let's go ahead, transform, stretch the screen. Okay, so this is another piece of art. So this is in Seth We Trust. Seth is our, hey, Syntats, what's up? How's it going? I did. I was getting tired of the same old thing, so I just decided to do something a little different here. So, this particular one is kind of interesting. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this in the story. The story has changed a lot to try to show it the way I want to. But essentially, this is the first time that our main character does something very drastic. And he finds, in a really rundown bathroom, he finds this written in blood, which is... in Seth We Trust. And as you know, in God We Trust is usually what is said. And this time it's Seth. Who's Seth? What's going on with that? That this one was, again, a lot of fun. This is just a bunch of blood assets that are from Action Essentials, which you can get from Video Copilot. They're like, I think the last time I checked, they're like $100 or $200. They're very inexpensive, and you get a lot of really good assets that you can put in here. So there's not really much to say about this one without spoiling a lot of stuff, but this particular one is going to definitely, whether or not the moment is in the story like this, in this particular way with, like, you know, all that, that is gonna, the character arc I'm gonna have happen here is going to be very important. So yeah, that is inexpensive. Isn't that crazy? To give you perspective, Element 3D, which is a very high quality Hollywood level thing, is actually only like $150. And again, that is cheap when you look into the grand spectrum of things. So, okay, so this is the next piece of art that we have here. And this one is interesting. I've toyed with this mentality of this ball. And there's a lot that is going to basically come into play into part 2 that this ball is going to really mean a lot. I love taking dumb, insignificant things and making them the highest priority. Because it really kind of flips it all on its head. So this guy right here with this ball and who's reaching for it, what does the ball do? Does it even do anything, to specific people? Like, how does it work? There's a lot of different implications with this. The ball is clearly being trajectored down into a hand, or at least it's falling and somebody is trying to reach for it and grab it. And the background is very void of color. It's very dreary. There's a lot of potential danger that may be there. You don't get good feelings from this background, and that's the point of what I was trying to drive here, was that there's a desperate moment of somebody reaching for this ball. And again, it's all going to come together and make a lot of sense once you see how everything comes together in the story. And this next one, it's my least favorite out of all of them, just because there was not really that much to it. But basically, this smoke can be whatever you think it is. Is it incense? Is it a cigarette? Is it smoke coming out of, floorboards out of, a log cabin, and smoke is escaping up and there's a fire? That sounds really odd, but this kind of is up to your own interpretation. All will search. This is the mentality of that people are looking for an ability that is beyond them, and it's something that they don't understand, but they know for a fact that they want to 100% harness. So you're going to have people that are abusing many substances. You're going to have adrenaline junkies. You're going to have people that are doing anything to get either the rush or this chemical reaction that they are trying to replicate. So that's kind of what this one is. There's not a lot I can say about this one either without spoiling some stuff, but that one was, again, it's my least favorite. I was really looking forward to creating something that was very ambiguous, and I definitely got it. So this next one, Heaven is Gone. This one, as far as quality is concerned, I really liked how all of the setting turned out. I just wasn't a big fan of how the silhouette turned out with this particular character that's hiding himself from whatever is about to come for him, or is just radiating. That's the other part of this story, is that the afterlife has been 100% ripped apart in a way that the laws of physics, in my opinion, I think have oh, it's Alan? Oh, hi, Alan. Yes. Sorry, there was a slight delay that was going on there. But this is the idea of somebody passing away, and they are going to the afterlife and they realize they're in hell. And that's clearly showing that something on a spiritual level is wrong, severely, severely wrong. And then this adds more weight to the mentality of that this problem needs fixed because of the fact that people that are clearly supposed to make it into heaven are not. Yeah, no, that one is definitely uncomfortable. It was something that I was very careful. Oh, smoking on the last one, it's Alan? Okay. But no, it's this one can kind of go one of two ways. This can either push people away a lot, or it can intrigue them, because when you take away somebody's hope, especially afterlife, you really do a lot of things to alter their perspective on everything. So this next one, this is my favorite character in this story. And this is the character that I have called Eggshell. Eggshell is somebody that has been the ballsiest person to try to publicly tell everybody what's happened. He's basically figured out what is going on, and he is trying to warn everyone. In so doing, he pays a massive price. The reason he is called Eggshell is because if his head makes contact with anything at any kind of trajectory, his entire head will explode like an eggshell and kill him instantly. So what you're seeing here is that he has this contraption that is going to be throughout the entirety of like his home base. I know that sounds dumb, but like he essentially is going to have a contraption that keeps his head up 24/7. That way he never has to worry about his head falling. But in the same hand, like the previous artwork, how you have the idea that the afterlife is all, you know, ruined and ripped apart, is Eggshell not only is trying to beat the clock on, you know, the inevitability that he one day will make physical contact with something with his head, but the version of hell that he is going to have is going to be worse than anything that has even been thought up in fiction. And there's a reason for that. Does he deserve it? Does he not deserve it? Well, that's all a matter of perspective. So that's a very interesting one. But Eggshell is definitely one of my, if not, like, without a doubt, definitely my favorite character I think that I've put into this story. So let's go ahead and let's move on to the next one. Stretch the screen, bring that down. Again, there's a lot of... Yeah, Alfred, but somehow a little more decrepit, kinda. Eggshell is definitely somebody that has very good intentions. He is trying to be sure that he is fixing reality as much as it depends on him. But he is localized to one place. He kind of has the answers, knows what to do. So he is kind of like an Alfred. That's really cool, Syntax. I like that. So this next one, I won't reveal who these characters are, but this is essentially how this is going to go down. You were worth it. This is something that I think that I know that I personally have been wrestling with, and that, you know, it's like, you know, knowing that somebody is there by your side. And even when you are neck deep in the dead, and, you know, everything that's going on, you know, in this story is, you know, you, the audience and the reader, my goal is that I'm gonna put you through hell, literally and figuratively. I am not a fan of movies and stories that do that to you and don't make it worth it for you in the end. This one is going to be worth it. You're going to see what is happening, and if everything is done correctly, then you will ultimately understand what I was trying to do. So yeah, this one, this is Mom's favorite. This is actually one of the few that actually has a motion poster to it. It's on my YouTube. I'm just bringing up the next one here real quick. So yeah, so it's definitely one of my favorites. This one actually invoked a lot of emotion out of me when I was making it. It was a lot of fun to make it with like Element 3D and get different silhouettes and mess with different things, and, you know, creating the stars and, you know, everything to that effect. It was really wild. It was a lot of fun. But this one is basically the moment that I want the relief just to hit the audience, and for them just to know, like, it's over, it's fine, it's finally done. And here's the thing, just because I'm saying that does not mean that the road is easy. It's going to be very, very hard. Let's see here. Okay, so this is the next one. In proper lighting fashion, we will go ahead and move it over. Fantastic Disturbed album. Which one's that? Unless if you're talking about if it looked like a Disturbed like album cover on that one. But so this is kind of gonna be a little window into how this power works. So essentially what we have here is that we have our astral body of whoever this is. This is just a PNG off of Google. But essentially this one is showing you what is happening behind the veil of the spiritual world. This is basically showing you that when somebody, quote unquote, hits the middle, they basically have the ability to not only have godlike powers, but essentially is that their astral body is sent to a plane of existence that is completely removed from reality, but they essentially channel all the power from there to be able to translate that into the power that they use. So this is Nirvana Enervin. It was kind of a fun thing that my buddy TJ came up with when we were trying to describe something crazy that happens later in the story. And he's like, yeah, he's like, Enervin. He's like, I think that would be a good idea for the name for the next level of the afterlife. It's something that we can't comprehend. It's kind of like that H.P. Lovecraft kind of mentality with things, and that's something that you'll find that is really inspiring. This is that mentality of that it's so scary you can't even fathom it. It's like the void, or it's, you know, the mentality of I looked into the void in terror as I realized that the void was staring back at me. Oh, it does kind of give off Evolution vibes. That's right. Yeah, fantastic album too. It's very underrated. It does not get enough credit. I think that more people should be open to it, but that's just me. So, okay, let's look at the next one. Oh, yes, that's right. We'll go ahead and fit to screen. Okay, so this one's fairly recent, and again, this was made with Element 3D. Excuse me, everything that I use is easily accessible, and it's all done through After Effects. So there's a lot of free things that you can do that can recreate this. So for instance, that distortion looking blue wave that's on there, speaking of blue, that distortion blue looking wave that's on there, that's actually just a preset that's already built into After Effects. You just manipulate it and you do it in a very interesting way and make it your own. And essentially what is happening here is this is where somebody hits the middle, and it is catastrophic what it does to the world and existence. This is essentially kind of where our story starts. This is only going to be mentioned. What we will get a first-hand view of what happened later as things are explained. So understand that you can't. This is, again, it's going with that cosmic horror type of mentality, is that the only thing that you will be able to understand with this is that you can't, and that it kind of gives off that, you know, whole Bruce the Shark mentality, where it's scarier when you don't know or when you don't understand it. So yeah, so this one was really cool. I got to mess with a plugin called no, sorry, not a plugin. It was a 3D pack called Terrascape. And it's just these mountains that are all created in there. It's a lot of fun. You can create, you know, your own sets, and there's also Metropolitan, which I'm probably going to end up using later to create some cityscapes to do some more art, but I'm trying to find a way to alter it. But this is essentially when one of our characters hits the middle and everything changes. So made you think of Bruce. Bruce the Shark, dude. I love it. Let's see here. I think this is going to be the last one I'll show here. We'll still hang out, but I'm just going to bring this guy on here. Oh, yes. This one it's not my favorite, but it's up there. It's pretty cool. So, fit to screen. So I wanted to have a way that I was going to be able to explain everything without it just being exposition and just being Rise of Skywalker, where like that movie essentially is just one ginormous not good audiobook. And I'm a big fan of show don't tell. This one is kind of giving off that vibe. Is this is an angel. This is somebody that is the overseer of eternity. In Judaism, I think he's called Netzach. is his name. And I have a moment in the story that I want somebody to make fun of him and call him nutsack, and then we'll see what happens when he gets pissed. I'm fully aware of what it sounds like and everything, but it's in Judaism. It's the name of it. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but it is there. It is there. It is there. But Nate is ultimately going to be this character's name. He's not going to reveal who he is completely yet, but essentially he watched the fabric of eternity completely be disintegrated, and watched what happened to heaven and to hell and how they collided and what ended up going on with that. And he's going to be a very crucial part of this story, for the fact of that he's going to have the information that's necessary for our characters to understand what's happening, and then ultimately for our audience. This is a very in-depth story, and when you get into different things like that, it's very easy to get lost. So I tried my best to think of different things that would allow it to flow properly, like, like not even going into the mentality of Back to the Future. They never explain what is going on with Doc Emmett Brown and with Marty McFly. There's just this old dude that is best friends with this kid, and they don't even explain it like in a lazy way. John Mulaney even said that. He's like, they don't even be like, oh hey, you remember that one time at the laboratory or whatever? They don't even do that. So my goal is to throw you into this world. Things are already happening. Characters are already having the issues that they're dealing with, and they are trying to figure everything out, but in the same hand is that you're learning with them, even though they have a bit more knowledge than you. And it's going to be done in a way that is very, again, I want it to be very cohesive and easy to understand. But let's see here. I think that was all of the concept art I've got right now. I think so. So I guess my question for you guys is that when it comes to these pieces of concept art and everything, is there anything about these that you do like, you don't like? Which one did you like the most? I think Mom said that she liked let's see here. I'm not sure I got it. There we go. Moving these guys, getting them all organized. So there we go. We'll keep that one on. So as far as concept art goes, what I'm curious about is that for anyone that's here watching this, is that as I'm cycling through these, and as you guys have seen them, which one is your favorite and why? I'm very curious to see what you guys have to say. Because again, this is all coming from the ADHD mind of me. So I'm hoping everything is coming out properly. It makes sense. But yeah, I think that, let's see here. Let's go ahead. Sad part is that I really wanted to be able to have the You Were Worth It background on here, like as a video, but the issue with that is I'm pretty sure it's copyrighted music, or if it is, it hasn't been claimed, but I don't want to put that onto a live. The other ones I would be able to as well, but they're not really hitting the vibe that I'd want for this live stream. But no, I'm curious, it's like, especially even like this one, like what do you guys think about this? Is this, if you were to see this on the cover of a movie or a poster, I guess my question is that it's like, would this interest you? Is this something that you would be like, take me out of it? Just if you looking at this artwork, is this something that would interest you? Let's see. Mom says, I just like how they all clearly say something pivotal but tell you nothing. Yeah, that's honestly what I really wanted to do with this, was that I'm a big fan of Hideo Kojima. I love Death Stranding. I love the way that he created a new universe. It made sense. Everything was believable as much as it can be, but as far as the context, it was very, very believable. And for years, we had no idea what the story was about. All we knew was that there was a baby in a canister. It's alive. It communicates to Norman Reedus. Guillermo del Toro's in this game. Mads Mikkelsen's in this game. There's these weird looking floating ghost things that have like these tethers to them. Like it's so out there. And he did a very good job of making sure that it all was believable. And the promotional also as well too. Like there was many times that he would post new art, and we were like, what does this mean? Like what is that? That's kind of what I wanted to do with this. I wanted to be able to, I wanted to make sure that it got across the point that I want, but in the same hand, I didn't want to push people away. Like I don't want to use gore or nudity or anything like that in these. Like these are, like they can be intense, don't get me wrong, but it's kind of like that whole idea of like whenever, you know, some guy is underneath of an elevator, and if the elevator drops on his head, like you know for a fact that it crushes him, but like the camera cuts away. It's that type of thing. Like that's kind of what I want this art to be, is that it's suggestive. It's suggestive and disturbing, but it's not like it's hard to look at, like looking at, you know, something very horrible, you know, like gory or anything to that effect. But this one is scarier. Yeah, it is. This one is, I mean, I have a massive fear of the ocean, and this is just that idea of the constant sinking and sinking and sinking, and it's the idea of, will we ever hit the bottom? And what I wanted to do with this was that this is somebody that is this is a version of hell, essentially, of what you're seeing. Even then, that's only the tip of the iceberg, but this is a version of hell that somebody is in. Now, what's interesting about this is that the ball is around them. Why? Why is the ball around them? Is it protecting them? Is it a part of their punishment? Is it meant to keep them alive? Even though they're dead, they can't drown, you know? So there's so many things that can be asked about this, and it's really, really crazy when you start to dive into it and you kind of see how it all fits together. But yes, let's see here. Let's go back to, yep. So there was that one. There was the ball. And then, let's see here. All will search. Yep. Heaven is gone. Suffering is your reward. Oh, that's right. I didn't talk about that. That's basically the idea of Eggshell. Eggshell is a very complicated character because he understands that his efforts will be met with nothing but pain and turmoil. And that's essentially what this is for him, is that, you know, suffering is your reward. It's the best I can give you. You don't want the worst. That's kind of how he is thrown into this. I've also got a crazy idea with Eggshell and what he deals with on a day-to-day basis spiritually. Almost like a haunting kind of a thing. Yeah, so the mom just said the ball is protecting them, but it still sucks. Yeah, because it's keeping you alive as you keep sinking and keep seeing everything. Let's see here. So you were worth it. Again, that's I really like this one. And again, this is just to make sure that a certain emotion or a tone is communicated. So let's see here. Nirvana Enervin. Let's make sure we didn't miss any. Yep. Understand that you can't. And I was beautiful. Yeah. Let's see here. Okay. But yeah, this is something I'm really excited about, and I can't wait to finally get this onto paper, because it's been living in my head for so long, and it's kind of like now I'm at the point of, all right, I think I've been lollygagging enough and it's time to do this. I clearly have the time and the ability, so I might as well go for it. So let's see here. I'm gonna play with something real quick just to see. The LED lights on the computers, I had them off, but I want to see something. We'll have some fun here. There we go. There's some rainbows. I really love this Archangel computer. It's really something else. It's awesome. But with, I think we got 3 concurrent viewers. So I know Mom is here. I think Syntax is still here. And then whoever else is still hanging out. So if you guys got questions about this, please do. Please ask them anything. Even if you are... even if it's like really quick or if it's really in depth, I don't mind. I love it all. I love diving into this and seeing what people's interpretations are, because it's always so fun just to see like where their mind goes. I remember sending this to somebody and they're like, "Oh, well, it's someone that's stuck in the middle of the ocean." And I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, I never would have thought about it like that, but we'll see. We'll take some questions here if you guys got them, and if not, I'll go ahead and shut her down here probably in the next like 5-10 minutes. But I really just wanted to see how this live was going to behave and make sure the camera was going to work. Everything looks good. Everything sounds good. But yeah, this is this is wild. Never had this much ability on a computer before. I feel kind of naughty. So. Still saying we got an excellent connection. Things are looking all right. It's awesome. I think what I'm most excited about is just to be able to get this done. Just to say that it's completely written out. My goal is to write it as a full book. And then when I have all that information out there, that way it's there, turn it into a script and then try to, send it off to somewhere and be like, "Hey, I got this idea. Go for it." So I'm also going to be careful on, depending on who is interested, if anybody is interested. Let's just start there. But I want to be able to retain some creative right with this, because this is very, very intense and very in-depth. So, I think actually, if I remember correctly, hold on, I want to see something. Oh, wow, that's funny. So, this is just to kind of show you how the subtlety of how things have changed over time. So, if you look at the word "the" in this picture and then compare it to the size of it in this one, the middle, the middle, the middle, the middle. So yeah, so it's just funny like how over time all that stuff changed. It's like, oh well, it's like, my ideas are perfect, nothing's ever going to change. No, everything always does change. Your first draft is never going to be officially what you go with. Your first draft is to help you build your next draft, which eventually could lead into your perfect draft. So yeah, I didn't even notice either. I was just like, whoa, I'm like, this is crazy. So let's see here. Actually, I'm curious now. I want to see if there's any more differences. Oh wow, that one has a drastic difference of aspect ratio. Or oh, I think this is when I updated the project. That's what I did. That's right. Then in Seth We Trust, we'll go ahead. I'll throw that guy on. Drop down. There we go. What I would love is the advanced thing of whatever I put on this screen will make the lights look the way that I want them. But that is impractical as of right now. But we got goals. So that will always be something that we'll try to push for. Is to make everything really awesome. There we go. Yeah, I think my goal will just be to like jump on here probably like every like Saturday if I can, during the day, or like just at least once in the weekend, to be able to just, talk to you guys and see if anybody wants to jump on and, all that jazz. So, but I think I'm going to go ahead and conclude this here. I think I'm going to record a video for actual like a scheduled upload, or at least try to get something done. But regardless, I appreciate you guys coming out here. Mom is the bomb. Don't forget that. Syntax, I really appreciate you stopping out here as well and finding the disturbed vibes with that particular one. I really like that. That's cool. So, but either way, guys, I just want to thank you all for hanging out and getting to just, you know, dive into this new world with me that I'm trying to create. And I'm really happy that you guys are at least open to it and are interested in some form or fashion. So I'm going to go ahead and jump off here. We'll throw this back to here. And I will see you guys next time. And remember, as Ryan Connolly always says, perfect advice whenever you're creating something is don't forget to write, shoot, edit, and repeat. Adios, guys.